As I did in January, I believe, I made a general comment, special announcement. My plan is to make these special announcements in conjunction when I give seminars. And so tonight we start another seminar. And so I'm going to make an announcement, not necessarily with politics in mind, but just the general atmosphere. Silicon Valley Bank went bust. And as I said, when the kid that ostensibly stole or lost, tens of billions of dollars a few months ago, that was just the first domino that would fall and other things would fall. Subsequent to that, other than the $5.6 billion that was supposed to be in reserve, the bankruptcy lawyer who went through the paperwork said this is worse than the Enron bankruptcy of 20 years ago. Instead of $5.6 billion in reserve, they could only find about $600,000. Okay, so subsequent to that, now we've had Silicon Valley Bank, we've had First Republic. In the last 48 hours, we've had Credit Suisse. And it's just the beginning. Now, is this the beginning of a 2008-9 collapse? Probably not. Is this the beginning of a 1907 bank collapse? Probably not. But is this the beginning of us being warned that we should take a tougher look at the regulations that banks operate under? The crypto fiasco showed that we obviously, of course, it's unregulated. Of course, it doesn't have the policies and procedures and systems that regular stock trading or stock buying and selling has. But now people are taking a much harder look at crypto. Now, it doesn't take a financial genius to figure out when these things continue to happen, there's something not right. It just isn't. Now, either overlaid or underlaid with these problems, we've got the war in Ukraine. We've got Mr. Putin rattling his saber. Yesterday, not the World Court, but a worldwide organization accused him and set up a case against him for child abuse, transferring minors, etc. The chances of him ever going to court for that are probably slim and none. And I'm sure that 20 years from now, many white papers will be written, many of which will be written here in the UK, that we should have seen this coming. Well, we always say, not always, but almost always say we should have seen this coming. For as many times as we've said we should have seen this coming, how come we don't see it coming? Because new governments, new administrations get in and they have their own agenda. Okay, I tell the kids that are out doing roll-ups in countries, third world countries, that when did the administration get in? If you're doing a government deal, when did they get in? Or when did they get in? When are they going to go out? Will your people there that you sign contracts with be there when your contract comes due? Now, exaggerate that times 10 or 100 or 1,000. Many of these things that have been started many, many years ago have gone through 2 or 3 or 4 administrations. And the administration or the management team that initiates a worldwide endeavor to save the world, normally is not there when it's over. So the second, third, fourth, and in some cases, eighth, ninth administration comes into office. They don't have the same fervor or excitement as they did the administration they put it forth, or more importantly, the administration that put it forth to get elected. That's not going to change. I'm in my 52nd year business, and I didn't think it could get any worse than 20 or 30 years ago, but it is getting worse. And now we have arguably 2 to 2.5 generations managing the world at the real management level that gets things done that have never seen a lot of these catastrophes. I often say a Gallup poll produced, this is before Corona, 87% of the people that manage the money in the world are under 30. Okay. Now, how smart can the kids be that are under 30? Gallup poll also produced a study about a year ago that almost 90% of the people on the planet are not happy. Well, it doesn't take a genius that most of those people a great many of those 8 billion people now come from third world countries. We're not headed in the right place. And right now, for those of you that are concerned about what's going to happen to your retirement plan, et cetera, I can't tell you. I can tell you that people make a lot of mistakes. I can tell you that a little over 50% of all the startup IT companies helped or gotten off the ground by venture capital. The money came out of Silicon Valley Bank. That's 50%. And so not all the money came out from Silicon Bank, but then that other 50% or approximately 50% was shared or divvied up between dozens, if not hundreds of banks. And some of those banks are in trouble. Some of those balance sheets. It's not like the 2008-9 where there was a shortage of equity in the banking system. But the short of equity and leverage, they had too much leverage. Now they've got too much leverage. What happened to the companies that borrowed money from Silicon Bank and they can't pay it off? Plus, they had many more depositors. It was the 16th largest bank in the United States. It had about $200 billion in assets. And those $200 billion in assets, what if you had more than $250,000 in Silicon Valley Bank? The odds are you're not going to get it back other than up to $250. And there's a lot of repercussions. So the domino effect of the tsunami that started several years ago is still rolling on. And I tell you, I ask you, I beg you, to be more careful. The more you investigate, the less you will have to invest. I know I'm chastised because Sally and I are almost 100% cash and have been for a long, long, long time, okay? But people like me aren't interested in a return on your investment. People like me are interested in a return of your investment. Inflation doesn't make a shit if you don't get your money back. And the kids today, maybe it's because it's easy come, easy go. I had dinner with a very good friend of mine in San Francisco who helped me when I got fired on Wall Street twice. He helped me get a job. He's very polite and modest about it. He says he can't really remember him helping me, but he did. And he says the thing that floors him about his own children, which are a little older than our kids, is they have way too much confidence in people that manage their money, manage their assets. And once they figure it out, it's too late. It's too late. I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. Sally and I are going to go on a lot of trips. And we're looking forward to spending time with, I shouldn't say Sally's not looking forward to spending time with my mentees, but I'm looking forward to spending time with my mentees. This, for us in the QLA model, this is our time. The fact that interest rates have gone up almost twice, or in some cases more than twice, makes it more viable for the QLA model because it makes the assets worth less. And all I can say is if people don't realize when mortgage rates have gone from 3, 4, 5% to 8, 10, 11%, and they don't understand that not inversely or conversely, but in lockstep, your assets are worth less, then you're listening to the wrong podcast, you're reading the wrong books. Listen to my YouTube, and God bless till the next time. Thank you.